Stop what you're doing right now because in the last 2 hours, the crypto market just got hit with news so explosive that it could change everything you thought you knew about what is happening next. And if you're not paying attention, you're about to get blindsided. I'm talking about nearly $400 million that just left Bitcoin ETFs. I am talking about a $280 million hack that happened through hardware wallets that everyone thought were completely safe. And I am talking about the White House threatening to kill a bill that could decide the entire future of crypto regulation in America. This isn't speculation. This isn't rumors. This is happening right now, in real time, and the next few days are going to determine whether we're heading into the most explosive rally of 2026 or a complete market collapse. Let me break this down piece by piece, because every single one of these stories matters. First, the Bitcoin ETF situation. For 4 consecutive days, we watched institutional money pour into Bitcoin ETFs. Day after day, hundreds of millions flowing in. The narrative was set. Wall Street loves Bitcoin. Institutions are accumulating. Everything looked perfect. Then, in the last few hours, everything flipped. $394.68 million just left Bitcoin ETFs in a single day. That's not a small number. That's not profit taking. That's institutional money running for the exits. Now, here's what most people don't understand. When you see ETF outflows like this, it's not retail investors panicking and selling. Retail doesn't move that kind of money. This is hedge funds, family offices, pension managers, the so-called smart money pulling liquidity out of the market. Why does this matter? Because just yesterday, everyone was celebrating Bitcoin hitting $94,000. The headlines were all about institutional adoption. Bank of America recommending Bitcoin for the first time ever. Everything pointed to a massive rally continuing. But smart money doesn't care about headlines. They care about risk. And something spooked them enough to pull almost $400 million in a single session. The question isn't what happened. The question is what did they see that you didn't? Now, let me tell you about something even more terrifying that just broke in the last couple of hours. $280 million stolen, not from some sketchy exchange. Not from a DeFi protocol with bad code. From hardware wallets. Let that sink in. Hardware wallets. The thing every crypto expert tells you is the safest place to store your coins. The thing that's supposed to be unhackable. $280 million worth of Bitcoin and Litecoin gone. Here's how it happened, and this should absolutely terrify you. Hackers didn't break into the wallets. They didn't crack some encryption code. They did something way simpler and way more dangerous. They impersonated Trezor support. They contacted victims pretending to be customer service. And through social engineering, through pure psychological manipulation, they convinced people to reveal their seed phrases. Think about that for a second. The most secure technology in crypto defeated by a phone call. By someone pretending to help you, and $180 million disappeared. Now, you might be thinking, I'm too smart to fall for that. I'd never give out my seed phrase. But here's the thing. These weren't dumb people. These were experienced crypto holders who thought they were talking to official support. The scam was that good, and this is the problem nobody wants to talk about. We're so focused on decentralization, on being your own bank, on not trusting institutions. But the flip side is, when something goes wrong, there's nobody to call. There's no FDIC insurance, there's no customer protection. Your money is gone forever, and there's nothing anyone can do about it. But it gets worse. While all of this is happening, the White House just threatened to withdraw support for something called the Clarity Act. Now, if you're not deep in crypto policy, you might not know what that is. But trust me, this matters. The Clarity Act was supposed to be the legislation that finally gave us regulatory clarity in the United States. Clear rules for DeFi, clear rules for stable coins. Clear rules for what tokens are securities and what aren't. The entire industry has been waiting for this. And now, The White House is threatening to kill it. Why? Because according to what just came out, Coinbase withdrew their support for the bill. They're saying the current draft would restrict DeFi, ban tokenized equities, and eliminate stable coin rewards. Basically, it would kill half the innovation happening in crypto right now. So now we're in this situation where the industry doesn't want the bill and the White House doesn't want to support it either, which means we're back to square one. No regulatory clarity, no clear rules, just more uncertainty. And the market hates uncertainty more than anything. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Despite all of this chaos, despite the ETF outflows, despite the hack, despite the regulatory mess, Bitcoin is still targeting $107,000. Analysts are saying we just entered a decisive breakout phase. Long-term holders have stopped selling. Bitcoin continues to leave exchanges, which means supply is getting tighter. So we have this perfect storm. On one side, you've got institutional money flowing out. Massive hacks shaking confidence, regulatory uncertainty at an all-time high. But on the other side, you've got technical indicators screaming that a major rally is coming. You've got supply dynamics that should push prices higher. You've got Bank of America recommending Bitcoin for the first time in history. Two completely opposite forces colliding in real time, and here's what nobody's talking about. This week is being called the most volatile crypto week of 2026. Multiple major events are converging all at once. The Federal Reserve is injecting $15 billion in liquidity on Monday. The FOMC economic report drops on Tuesday. There's a major Trump announcement coming. And Japan is making a rate decision on Friday. Any one of these events could move the market 10% in either direction. All of them happening in the same week, we could see swings that make your head spin. Meanwhile, while everyone's focused on Bitcoin, something wild just happened with Axie Infinity. A 37.91% pump in a single day. The biggest gainer among the top 200 cryptocurrencies. And before you dismiss it as random altcoin volatility, ask yourself, why Axie? Why now? What does smart money know about gaming tokens that we don't? And then there's the Polymarket situation. Insider trading fears are exploding after someone made massive profits on the Maduro prediction market right before news broke. We read talking about someone who turned a small position into hundreds of thousands of dollars with suspicious timing that can't be explained by luck. This is the problem with crypto prediction markets. They're supposed to be transparent, they're supposed to be fair. But when you see trades like this, it makes you wonder who has access to information before everyone else. So let me pull all of this together because this is critical. We're sitting at a crossroads. You've got to understand something. The crypto market right now is not about fundamentals. It's not about adoption. It's about which force wins. Is it the institutional buying pressure? Or is it the fear and uncertainty that's building? Here's what you need to do. First, if you're holding crypto on any platform, any wallet, anywhere, double-check your security right now. Enable every two-factor authentication you can. Never, and I mean never, give your seed phrase to anyone for any reason, no matter how official they sound. Second, if you're trading right now, reduce your position sizes. This is not the week to be leveraged. This is not the week to go all in on anything. The volatility that's coming could liquidate entire portfolios in minutes. Third, watch the news obsessively. We've got for major events this week that could move markets. You need to be ready to react fast. And finally, don't let fear paralyze you, but don't let greed blind you either. Yes, Bitcoin could hit $107,000. Yes, this could be the start of a massive rally. But it could also be a trap, the smart money pulling for $100 million out in one day. They might know something we don't. The next 72 hours are going to be absolutely critical. The choices you make right now could determine whether you re-celebrating massive gains or dealing with devastating losses. Stay sharp, stay informed, and whatever you do, don't assume anything is safe just because it worked before. I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe out there.